Good afternoon. I want to thank the media and all of our partners for being out here this afternoon. Looks like the rain's going to hold off, but we will start just a few minutes early. Today's a great day. I want to address quickly, though, the fact that the Tennessee Highway Safety Office is being transitioned, being moved from the Tennessee Department of Transportation to the Department of Safety and Homeland Security under the leadership of Commissioner Bill Gibbons. And we're excited about this change. This is a great moment for us. It's a positive experience for us. And not only are we among friends today, we are also among family. I also want to thank Lieutenant Johnny McDonald with the Tennessee Highway Patrol for allowing us to conduct this press event during the Music City Police Motorcycle Skills Training and Competition here at Opry Mills. It is extremely impressive to see this all laid out. And there are some excellent riders that are in our presence today. So thank you again, Lieutenant McDonald. The month of May is designated as Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month. And by raising motorist awareness, we are hoping that drivers and riders can and will be safer sharing the road. The Governor's Highway Safety Association indicates that motorcycle deaths remain one of the few areas in highway safety where progress is simply not being made, and unfortunately, Tennessee is not immune to this as well. Research continues to identify motorists as being at fault in over half of all motorcycle-involved collisions. It is important for motorists to understand the safety challenges faced by motorcyclists, such as simply their size and visibility. With roughly 40% of a vehicle's outer perimeter hidden by blind spots, not properly using your side view and rear view mirrors can have dire consequences for motorcyclists. That is why during the month of May, our office will be reminding Tennesseans and visitors here in Tennessee to this simple phrase: look twice for motorcyclists. We're going to be traveling around the state with an interactive exhibit where the public can put themselves in the shoes of motorcyclists. And it's also important to break down the stereotypes with motorcyclists, with riders of motorcycles, simply because every rider is someone's friend, is someone's family member, is someone special. Every motorcycle rider is someone. I urge you to consider the emotional cost that a traffic crash has on all parties. It's not just those directly involved, but it's those who are witnessing the crash. Folks such as our first responders, our law enforcement, our road crews, our medical professionals, our rehab specialists. This is a ripple effect, and it's quite broad. Because of the increased severity of a collision between a vehicle and a motorcycle, drivers may not get a second chance to make a safer choice. So as the weather gets warmer, unlike today, but it will get warmer, there are more riders that will be on the road. Please take an extra moment to simply do the two words, look twice. Look at your side view and rear view mirrors. It just might save someone's life. At this time, I'd like to introduce a great friend of the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a great partner, and now a great family member, Colonel Tracy of the THP.
Thank you, Jason. It's great to be here with you all today, and it's great to announce publicly our partnership with the Highway Safety Office. It's been a long time coming, something we've worked on for quite a while, and we're happy to be joined at the hip with the Highway Safety Office. We think we can do great things together. Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month begins this month in May. This is a critical time of the year for us in the Highway Patrol as we try to keep fatalities down to the bare minimum. The next 4 months are the deadliest 4 months on Tennessee highways throughout the year, especially for motorcyclists. They're vulnerable, they're difficult to see at times, and we want to urge everybody to look twice, to respect their right to be on the road, their space, and give them all the room they need to be safe. We have 960 people die on Tennessee highways last year. 13% of those were motorcycle riders or drivers. So it's a significant part of that fatality number. It's something we'd like to see be a lot less, lower it down. but we've been unsuccessful in that over the last few years. We use events like this to bring a lot of public awareness to the fact that motorcycle riders are dying at a rate 30 times higher than what would be in an automobile. Their death rate is 30 times higher riding a motorcycle than it is driving a car. So we urge you to be safe. We urge you to look for motorcycles, respect their space, look twice, and make sure you're interacting with them in a safe manner as we move forward into the warm weather months where motorcycles will be prevalent on our highways, not only as a recreation, but as a viable and economical way of travel and getting back and forth to destinations. So thank you for having us out here today. I want to thank the Highway Patrol Motor Unit for organizing the competition that's going to take place over the next few days. This is a great event that we've done over the last few years. We're proud to be the sponsors and hosts for the events, and we welcome our guests from out of town and out of state, and hope you have a great time at the event. And thank you for the media partners for being here and all our other safety partners that we interact on a daily basis. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Colonel. Greatly respect this gentleman and the work that's done by our state police, our Tennessee Highway Patrol. I will not call Don Lindsay an old partner. I'll just say we've worked with him for a very, very long time. But Don Lindsay and AAA have been great partners for us. So I'd like to welcome to the podium Don Lindsay, the Tennessee Public Affairs Director for AAA.
Thank you, Jason. Old is probably appropriate. Colonel Trott, thank you so much. Delighted to be here. Thank you all very much for letting me come today. As has been mentioned, motorcycling is a very practical and very economic way for a lot of people to get around. It's a vital part of our transportation system. Every motorcycle out there takes up a whole lot less space than a car. So when you think about traffic issues, that's one thing to remember. For every motorcycle out there, you've gotten back a number of square feet of car room if you're a car driver, and that can make a big difference in traffic. So it's important that we respect that. And it's important to understand that, as you mentioned, well over, I think, half of the total fatalities or the total crashes that happen between a car and a motorcycle are the driver's fault, the car driver's fault. And we've seen some national statistics that at intersections, that fault level for car drivers goes up to about 2 out of 3. So we do have some issues there, and a lot of it is just simply because motorcycles are small. And so we're used to looking for something bigger as drivers, as car drivers. We're used to looking for something bigger, and sometimes we're just lazy. We don't look hard enough to see that there's something out there and we need to look for it. Sometimes we're distracted. Sometimes there's something hanging from our rearview mirror that literally can cover up a whole motorcycle. So it's important to understand our limitations and what we need to do to help keep those motorcyclists in sight and safe. And one of the main things, of course, is just to always expect a motorcycle. They can be out there, even in this kind of weather that we're looking at today. Riders ride. We see them out there. And so we need to understand that they can be there at any time. Whenever we're changing lanes, you know, the head check, to make sure that everything is clear beside you, that is so critical. It's really important, not only for motorcyclists, but for every kind of vehicle out there. When we're following a motorcycle, we need to remember that they can stop typically quite a bit shorter than we can in cars. And when that happens, of course, if we're too close, this happens with any vehicle, but particularly with motorcycles because they can stop shorter. If we're too close, the results can be disastrous. Keep a 5 to 6 second following distance behind a motorcycle and allow time to be human, allow time for you to be able to stop in time in case something happens. And if your mind is wandering at the time, that 5 to 6 seconds can make all the difference in the world. And give motorcycles the same room as you would give a car. Just pretend that there's a car around them and give them that space so that they are safe. Never try to share a lane with a motorcycle. Occasionally that happens. That's not a smart thing to do. It can result in some really nasty stuff. Never try to share a lane with a motorcycle. And particularly in this kind of weather, think about some things that motorcycles might have to deal with. And Marissa's going to talk more about this kind of thing in a minute. But think about sand, gravel, railroad crossings, wet roads. All of those kinds of things may result in the motorcycle rider having to do something that, as a driver and who's not familiar with motorcycles, might not be able to understand or might not expect. Expect maneuvers that you don't necessarily think are going to happen. And with that, I think I'll go ahead and give it back to Jason, but thank you all so much. I love this opportunity, and I hope we're all safe out there.
Thank you, Don. I mean, really great information. A lot of things that a lot of us that don't ride motorcycles need to consider. It's just not second nature to us. I appreciate those comments and those pieces of advice and guidance. Our last guest speaker for this afternoon is Marissa McInturf. She is with the Tennessee Motorcycle Rider Education Program. So I'll welcome her to the podium.
Thank you. As he said, my name is Marissa, and I'm with the Motorcycle Rider Education Program, and I'm probably one of the biggest motorcycle nuts you'll ever come across. Motorcycle awareness, motorcycle safety, and rider education are all things that really hit home to me as an enthusiastic motorcycle rider. I've seen and studied many motorcycle accidents, and actually I have also been involved in several myself. Lucky for me, I've been able to walk away from these accidents, but that's not always the case for everybody out there. The Motorcycle Rider Education Program aims to educate riders on the risks of riding, as well as how they can potentially avoid conflicts while out on the road. So we've heard from Colonel Trott and from Don about the statistics at the state level, as well as things that cars can do, car drivers can do to look out for motorcyclists. But there's a huge gap that often the general public overlooks when they're thinking about Motorcycle Awareness Month, and that is rider education and training. There's no replacement for knowledge and for practice on a motorcycle. Just ask any of the motorcycle officers here competing this week, and they will tell you how many countless hours they have put into learning all the maneuvers that they need to be able to negotiate all of these tight turns and quick stops and everything that they are out here demonstrating to us this week. It doesn't matter if you're new to riding or if you've been riding for 40 plus years. Continued education and regular practice will help build and maintain the skills needed to avoid confrontations out on the road, because they will and they do happen. As a rider, you need to develop a defensive and safe riding mentality. There are many things that you can do as a motorcyclist to stay safer on the road. Some of these things include choosing proper riding gear, choosing a proper bike color even could keep you visible out on the road. One thing that people often overlook as well is lane position. Motorcyclists, you've got several positions you can be in within one lane, and as Don mentioned, ideally there's not a car trying to share that position with you. You should always ride as if you're invisible to others, and develop a strategic plan so that you are ready and you know what you're going to do when something does happen. Always be aware of possible escape paths, and remember to regularly practice on your motorcycle. It is a huge part of safe riding. Creating muscle memory response will help you actually react to these things that happen out on the road. Of course, I'm only scratching the surface of a few concepts discussed in our rider education courses. The Motorcycle Rider Education Program offers 28 locations across the state. We do basic and also advanced rider courses. Whether you're a brand new rider or a seasoned veteran, we have a course that will fit your needs and will help you to sharpen your skills out on the road. No matter your age or skill level, you can always learn something new or take on a new perspective by taking a motorcycle rider education course. If you're interested in learning more about our courses that we offer across the state, you can check out our Facebook page, Tennessee Motorcycle Rider Education Program, or if you head over to the tn.gov website, we've been experiencing some website difficulties here recently, but if you go to the top of the page and type in MREP, it will take you to a page that lists all of our locations as well as all of the class information. We hope to see you guys in the rider course soon.
Thank you, Marissa. Actually, I want to thank all three of these individuals for taking time to be here this afternoon, on this rainy afternoon, for Colonel Trott, for Don, for Marissa, bringing amazingly simple but important facts that we need to know as motorists and as motorcycle riders as well. I do want to remind that not only just because it's Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month in the month of May, we need to consider and remember that we need to be vigilant every day, 365 days out of the year, regarding motorcyclists. As the weather gets warmer, unlike today, but it will get warmer, more motorcyclists will be on the road. So remember the very simple message, it's 2 words: look twice. Look twice. I want to thank our media partners for being here this afternoon. I want to thank everyone for the setup, this amazing setup that we see here, the impressiveness of it, and what will take place this week for motorcycle riders for law enforcement. This will conclude the press event, but our partners are available for one-on-one if necessary. This concludes the event. Thank you.